What's up, guys? First Fat Loss Q&A of 2018. Happy New Year to everyone. Hope you had a good Christmas. Hope you had a good New Year. Good New Year's Eve. 2nd of Jan. A bit of a weird time really now, isn't it? Like, we've had Christmas, we've overeaten, we've had New Year's Eve. I'm sure it was debauchery.com for everyone. And then it's just like 1st, 2nd of January, a bit meh. I forgot to even post this on my page. I was going to do this, so I hope a few of you are going to jump on and we're going to get riffing. I'm just going to try and tag a comment in here because I've always been trying to do this. I see all the cool kids are doing it, and I'm going to try and do it too. So if you just bear with me for 1 sec, and I'm going to see if I can pin that comment to the top. There you go. I've pinned it. Fantastic. 10 online. Yes. What's up, guys? Tell me what's going on. Hit like. Tell me how your Christmas and New Year was. Tell me where you're tuning in from. Give me some engagement. Let me know what's going on. Because I just want to get riffing on a Q&A, see how everyone is, and get down to the facts. Because obviously it's January. We all want to lose body fat, lose weight. I was in the gym briefly today. I had to push myself to get in there. And it was pretty packed, even at like, what was it, like 2 p.m, 3 p.m, it was pretty packed. People are going in there now. Everyone's trying to burn off the calories from Christmas and New Year. So let's start with motivation, because this time of the year, you know, we can start motivated, but it can wane pretty quickly. And back probably 2, 3, 4 years ago, I got into that camp where I was like, you know, New Year's resolutions are like crap. No one ever sticks to them, blah, blah, blah. Bit of a negative attitude, to be honest. Now I've swayed the other way. Yes, I think they can be a little bit like dodgy. Like if you're going to do something, start whenever. Forget about, you know, the clock hitting 12. But on the other hand, whatever gets you through the door, right? Whatever motivates you to get after your goals, start taking action. So if you have written some goals down, you want to take action, good for you. If you want to go after something and you've made a plan of attack and you're going to start doing daily consistent action, good for you. Now, motivation is normally around this time of year, but it does wane quickly. So what do? We just have to embrace the path, which will never be linear. Will be up and down. It's not going to be a walk in the park all the time. There's going to be many times to build a better body, and actually this is a microcosm for everything. Build a better relationship, get more money, career, education. There's going to be times where you don't feel like doing stuff, and there'll be times where you do feel like doing stuff. And obviously, when you do feel good, you do feel like doing stuff, cool. You've got the motivation, you don't need to push yourself to go to the gym or eat the right amount of food or whatever. But there's going to be times where you don't feel like doing that. What have you got to do? You've got to try and do it anyway, right? You've got to try and keep hitting your calories, macros, going to the gym and being consistent, because nothing in life happens due to one big dramatic action, right? You don't just get a degree by going to uni for like a week or even a month or whatever. You don't just have a perfect relationship by dating someone for a week. You don't get a perfect body from going to the gym 3 or 4 times. It's small action over time, being consistent, and with that consistency, over 12 months, over 24 months or whatever, you can imagine what you can do. And like I've said this before in other videos, the best transformations I ever see are probably like 12 months or like 2 years. Someone's like, I've worked hard for like 2 years, or, you know, at least 12 months, and they've just completely changed their body. A lot of people want it fast. They want to do it in 8 weeks, or they want to do it in a month, or they want to do a juice fast and lose like 20 pounds. But let's be serious. You know, even if you did find a quick fix that made you lose weight fast, that quick fix isn't going to harbour long-term results. You want to lose fat, maintain muscle mass, get stronger, get leaner, get more toned, and then be consistent with that, and, you know, progress in every area. So consistency over time is going to be the key. It's going to be the key to any goal in your life. Obviously, I talk about fat loss, fitness, all that good stuff. But you're going to have to write some stuff down and then just be consistent with it. Let me try and get up the main feed here so I can see what people are saying. But yeah, that's what it comes down to. And it's very, very easy to start off strong, start off, you know, yeah, all guns blazing. I've got all the supplements in or whatever. I've got some new trainers for Christmas. And then by like the 14th, 15th, it's like, meh. So yes, it's fantastic. If you're motivated now, keep going, you know, keep going to the gym, keep it up. Try and get the motivation high, but just be aware that's not going to be around forever. There's going to be times where it gets a bit gritty. It's going to be times where you don't feel like doing stuff and you're going to have to do it anyway. Why? Because unfortunately, that is life. If it was easy, everyone would do it. So I'm trying to get the feed up on here and I can't get it up for some annoying reason. So Let me close that down and see if I can open up again. I've got a few questions here that I'm going to get into and then jump on with whatever questions you guys have. The first question I got in one of my inboxes was, would you advise a flexible diet for someone who has a poor history of would you advise a flexible diet even for someone who has a poor history of overeating junk food and over 30% body fat? Yeah, I'd advise a flexible diet for everyone. Why? Because it's more sustainable. If you tell someone you can never eat these certain foods, what are they going to think about, right? But what if you say, okay, obviously you want to try and get most of your produce, most of your food from whole natural sources, but you can factor in the odd treat, the odd food you enjoy, or even eat on the daily if you can fit it into your calories and macros. People still have this weird attachment to like sugar's bad, carbs are bad, I know chocolate's bad, and if you have it, you are going to store fat. This is not true. This is not true. If you fit any of that stuff, that junk food, that treat food, into your calories and macros, you can still lose body fat. Sugar doesn't inherently make you fat. Any sort of type of food doesn't inherently make you fat. What makes you fat or gain weight is over consuming calories, right? All foods contain calories. Calories are units of energy measured in food and drink. So overconsumption of food is what causes fat storage. So yes, even if someone has a poor history of binging on junk food, I would still advise a flexible diet. Because imagine taking that person from that end of the spectrum all the way down to here and saying, right, no more of that food at all ever. You're going to be on like fresh fruit, vegetables, and lean cuts of protein. They go mad. And they're going to probably sway back. So when you swing the pendulum too far this way on anything, it has to swing back, right? That's why we want to have a balanced approach. Why do like quick fixes, fads, juice fasts, diet shakes get a lot of press in the media and people spend a lot of money? Because they try and imprint that method on you, which is like, it's the quick fix. Take this diet shake, do this 10-day or 5-day juice cleanse, and you will get results. And it's just like, it's so extreme from what you're doing. You're thinking it must work, right? I've been binging over Christmas, New Year's, but if I take that juice fast or whatever, it's so different to this. It must get the results. No, if you lose a few pounds, so what? Where are you in 12 months' time? It's not sexy to say, get into a slight calorie deficit, hit a good amount of protein, play with your fats and carbs, do 3 to 4 resistance-based sessions a week and be consistent. It's not sexy. No one wants to hear that. They want to hear take this pre-workout fat burner blitzer or whatever for $19.99 and then, it's just going to get you shredded. That's what everyone wants to hear because it sounds sexy, it sounds cool. Unfortunately, it ain't going to happen. So, even if you're overweight, even if you have a bad history with food, I would still advise a flexible diet because it's more sustainable on the long term. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for sustainability. Think, if you took imperfect action for 365 days a year, you'd still get so much better results than if you took perfect action for like 10 days. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Okay, my iPad is just being an idiot, not working, so I'm gonna have to read comments off here. 20 online, hit like if you haven't yet, and let's see what's going on. Lisa's Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Lisa. Happy New Year, Darren and Tom and Sam. I can't see this question. Okay. Happy New Year. Trying to eat less animal products. Is that all? Okay. I'm going to try and get this up on my Facebook, on my laptop. Eating less animal products is probably inherently going to take away calories because animal products are full of saturated fat. Fat has 9 calories per gram. So, I'm not saying you have to go on a low-fat diet, but cutting animal products out of your diet probably will save you quite a few calories in the long run. So it's not a bad idea if you do want to sacrifice some dairy or some other animal products. Then you're going to save some calories for sure. And that's why, and this isn't true. You hear vegans say, oh, you can't gain weight on a vegan diet. If you eat a plant-based diet, you're not going to gain weight. Obviously, that's not true too, because there's calories in plant-based foods. But what happens is people go from a meat-eating diet or eating a lot of animal products to a vegan diet. And because they've cut out so much fat from their diet, they're finding it hard to get the calories in. So they then think the vegan diet is the way to, eat as much as you want, and not store body fat, but that's not true. Obviously, any food can make you fat. Any food can make you thin, skinny, depending on the amounts you're eating. Any food can help or hinder your goals. So cutting out animal products, if you don't enjoy them and you want to save some calories, it could be good for you. I can't get my feeds up on any of my computers, which is really weird. So let's see. Oh, hang on. Something might be working here. Because I want to see the comments properly, because I can't, for some reason, I can't see all the comments on my iPhone, and my iPad is just being wank. That's a technical term. Okay, I'm going to have to jump on here still. Moyen says, Happy New Year, Matt. minus 21 degrees in Toronto. Jesus Christ. Linda says, I want to be strong and lean. It's hard to stick to. Again, Linda, you've got to look at it for the long haul. If you're going to try and be perfect for 10 days or 2 weeks, where you just consume protein shakes and broccoli and chicken breast, you're going to make a tiny step forward, and then you jack it in and you take one step back. So don't think about being perfect. Think about taking consistent, imperfect action, meaning with a flexible diet, will you overshoot your calories sometimes? Yes. Will you, the odd time, probably not hit your macros spot on? Yes, more than likely, right? Will you maybe have the odd unintentional cheat day, or you can't bother to track, or whatever, or you fancy something and you just go and eat it? Yes, you probably will. But that being said, if you're consistent with hitting your calories and macros the majority of the time, you're hitting 3 to 4 workouts a week, that imperfect, consistent action will add up over time. And imagine in 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, 12 months down the line, you will have changed your body. So to be strong and lean, is it hard to stick to? Nothing's easy in life. Nothing worth achieving is easy. You need to make a plan of action, and you need to take daily action with it. But that being said, once you get into that rhythm, that flow state, going to the gym 3 to 4 times a week and hitting the right amount of food for your goals, it's definitely not a walk in the park all the time, but it's definitely not impossible. Every single person watching this live video or consuming any of my content can do it. Anyone. It's just about being consistent with your nutrition. It's about being consistent with your gym workouts. It's not about being perfect. It's not about having to have the exact amount of calories. Like some clients or people I speak to are like, I'm feeling, I didn't hit my calories perfectly. I was 100 calories over here, or I was 5 grams off my carbs or whatever. This is minor. These are minor details. These are nuances that aren't going to affect the bigger picture. Now, of course, if you're going like 30 grams over your fat every day, that's going to add up. But the bigger picture is taking action all the time. Imperfect action if you have to. This battery is low. I'm having a nightmare, so I'm going to have to change the charger. One sec. I'm having a nightmare today on this. So let's change this around and let's get riffing properly, guys. Okay, here we go. Let's get back to it. Darren says, are you watching Channel 5? No, not at the moment, mate. It's about diets. I've mentioned calories in versus calories out. Good stuff. I'll check it out after. Happy New Year. Cool. Okay, cool, guys. So there's a few more questions here in my inbox. I'm having a technological nightmare today. The iPad's not working and the computer's not showing the comments. So I will just get riffing and see who else jumps on. Let's have a look here. Okay, another question. I normally just track protein and carbs, protein and carbohydrates. Is this okay? Should I track fats too, dietary fats? Absolutely. Just tracking your protein and carbs is only like 2/3 of the picture. All the calories you consume are made up of 3 macronutrients: proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. They all play an important role in the functioning of your body, in helping you build, maintain muscle, in helping you have enough energy, in helping with optimal hormone function. So just tracking your protein and carbs and then thinking maybe that you've heard that healthy fats are good for you, so you can smash down avocados or coconut oil or whatever, or loads of animal products, is not going to help your goals, whether you're trying to build muscle or lose body weight, lose body fat. Calories come first. Calories are the big picture. That's the unit of energy. Once you have your calorie number that's in line with your goal, then you want to try and get a split of protein, fats, and carbs. My advice would try and hit about 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight of protein. The rest that's left over can be played with fats and carbs, and I would have a higher carbohydrate intake on a workout day, a high activity day, lower dietary fat. And on a rest day, I'd flip the script, have a higher dietary fat, lower carbohydrate intake. That gives you more food options on certain days. The higher carbs help with fueling your workouts, if I can speak properly, and helping replenish glycogen afterwards. And then the lower carbs on the workout days, you don't need many carbs as you're not going to the gym. The higher fats give you more options on your foods. You can have some like oily fish or some more animal products or whatever, dairy products on that day. So work out your calories, work out the amount of protein you need, but like I said, about 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight, and then play with the fats and carbs depending on the day. But you should definitely be tracking your fat intake too. Fat is the most calorific macronutrient, has 9 calories per gram, so it can add up very, very quickly. And that's why low-fat diets get results. Because when you take out a lot of fat, you're taking out a lot of calories. Don't get caught up in the hype that, healthy fats, better avocados and mono and polyunsaturated fats are really healthy for you or whatever. I'm not saying they're not healthy for you, they do have benefits. But that being said, you can definitely overconsume on nuts, oil, seeds, coconut oil, avocados, and then be like, why isn't my waistline getting any smaller? Why am I gaining weight? Because you're taking in too many calories, even though they're healthy fats. So track your calories, proteins, fats, and carbs. That is going to be ideal for everyone. I don't care if you're losing body weight, losing fat, trying to make weight for competition, if you're trying to get lean for the summer, beach body, whatever. Tracking your macros is going to harbour the best sustainable long-term results. Okay, this is still not working. Let's have a look. I have no idea what the hell's going on with this. It's so annoying. Okay, one more question here. Is there such thing as overtraining? Wouldn't the more exercise you do result in more calorie expenditure? Well, yeah, obviously doing more exercise or doing more activity is going to burn more calories, but there's a point of diminishing returns. You can't just be on the treadmill 24/7. You can't be hiking non-stop without eating, right? You can't be doing 8 workouts a day or even 4 workouts a day. Why? Because the food we consume is the energy that we then are used for activities. Now, A, there's a certain amount of food you can take in, and B, you don't want to burn yourself out. When you overtrain, your central nervous system can get burnt out. And how do you know if you're overtraining? You're finding it hard to get motivated even to go to the gym. You're finding it hard in the middle of the workouts. You're stopping workouts early. You're finding it hard to get to sleep, or you're finding it hard to get out of bed. I mean, there's many things that can attribute to overtraining and show you that you're on that path of maybe CNS fatigue, CNS overload. I doubt that many normal people are going to be near this. When I say normal, I mean like people that aren't athletes. But still, going hell for leather, anything, there's going to be a point of diminishing returns at some point. And again, going back to that analogy of swinging the pendulum, if you've been doing nothing, and I've heard this so many times with people who are like, I'm disgusted with myself, I've let myself get really out of shape, I'm going to be doing 2 workouts a day, and I'm going to be on like 1,000 calories, and I'm going to do that until I'm in perfect shape. That lasts about a week, maybe 10 days if they've got some grit. Why? Because again, you're going from here, doing nothing, letting yourself get to maybe a soft, weak, out of shape body, and you want to really swing the pendulum this way, and you're like, I'm going to be up at 5 a.m. doing HIIT or cardio, and I'm going to be doing weights in the evening, and it's just going to be protein shakes and lean source of protein, and it just doesn't work out, and salad or whatever, doesn't work out for long term. You're swinging the pendulum too far that way. So, and that's overtraining. It's going to be burnout too. I've done it myself many times before. We want results fast. Us humans are impatient. We want things yesterday. I get it. But nothing beats slow and steady in the right direction, even if it's imperfect action. Imperfect action, again, I'm going to say it again, imperfect action adds up over time and will get you fucking good results compared to perfect short-term action, right? Perfect short-term action, wow, you might shift a pound or 2. Like if everything was perfect for like 7 days, cool, you lost like 2, 3, maybe even 4 pounds, right? You lost maybe 1 or 2 pounds of body fat, bit of water, a bit of glycogen, cool. You've just like, in the beginning phase of a fat loss phase, a weight loss phase, you're going to see probably like higher than usual results on the scale, especially in the first week or 2, and then normally it levels out. So let's say a safe rate of weight loss is about 1 or 2 pounds a week. Let's say you shift like 2 or 3, maybe even 4 in the first week, 2 in the second week, but then you're doing stuff that's unsustainable. Then wow, you lost, let's say 6, 8 pounds even maybe in the first 2 weeks. And then you say like, fuck this, I can't carry on this. You go back and then you're spinning your wheels, you're back and forth, you're not getting anywhere, you put the weight back on. What happens if you're taking imperfect action, you're in a calorie deficit, maybe you missed an odd gym session here, maybe some days you blow your macros a little bit, maybe one day you have a cheat day or whatever and you don't track anything, but you get back to it the next day, you kind of fast and you balance things out. And you consistently do that for 3, 6, 12 months, you're going to have so much better results. So this should be the year of imperfect, consistent action. Not every day is going to be perfect. You're not always going to hit your calories perfect. No one does. No one always hits their macros and calories perfectly. And if they do, they're probably fucking boring. Like, everyone's going to, play around with stuff. Everyone's going to have the odd day off. Everyone's going to blow their calories and macros over, like, birthdays and holidays and stuff like the last couple of weeks. But, again, I'm like everyone else. I do that. But because I'm consistent for the majority of the year, taking imperfect action, I can stay pretty lean all year round. And, sometimes I'll post something on Instagram and people will be like, oh my God, I wish I looked like that, or I wish I could get like that. Anyone can get like that. No, there's a tiny fraction of people that are born with superior genetics. I've probably met like 1 or 2 people in my life that are born with superior genetics. And that doesn't last a lifetime. That lasts probably in their 20s, maybe 30s for a bit, where they're walking around lean all the time and they're just eating loads of crap. But that doesn't last forever anyway. That's only like, 2 people I think I can remember in my life. A couple of trainers that I knew, like, were shredded all the time. But still, as they got into their 30s, things started to change. But the majority of people, including myself, are not naturally gifted in being lean. If I didn't go to the gym 4 or 5 times a week, if I didn't track my macros, I would not be able to stay relatively lean all year round. I would not be able to eat what I want. And it's just a misconception that we get that some people are just like, they can eat whatever they want. Not really, no. You might see them have the odd blowout meal, the odd cheat meal, the odd slag off or whatever, but the majority of the time they're eating the right amount of food for their goals, to maintain where they're at, to build muscle, to lose body fat, whatever. And if you're not in that 0.0.0.01% of people, because most people that you probably point the finger at doing that are not in that percentage, but like, let's say the 2 guys that I knew in that percentage that could, like, through their 20s, early 30s, just be shredded on McDonald's or an ice cream. Let's just say you're even in that, it's not going to last forever anyway. So you're going to have to put the work in, take that imperfect action and be consistent. And don't throw your toys out the pram because one weekend when you went haywire, or like, I had a curry last night, so the week's blown anyway, so now I'm trying to fucking go mental and eat whatever I want. That's a ridiculous attitude. That is a ridiculous attitude. I used to be like that too. I had a bag of crisps, I may as well just, go berserk now and eat everything. No, you wouldn't like maybe like graze your finger when you're like, let's say you were chopping up some vegetables and you slipped and you kind of like grazed your finger with a knife and you had a bit of blood. You wouldn't be like, I've cut my finger now, let's just hack away at it or cut it off. Like, you wouldn't do that. So let's not do it with our diet. Let's not self-sabotage. If you take 1 step forward and 2 steps back, or it gets a bit gritty, or you have a few days off because of work, kids, whatever happens in your life, just get back on the wagon and be consistent. That is going to be the best message I can give to anyone, motivational wise, strategic wise, tactical wise, to smash it in 2018, right? I mean, like I said before, why wait for a new year to get goals? If you knew you want to get lean in November 2017, you should have started then or whatever, but who cares? We're here, 2nd of January, gym's going to be busy, everyone's going to be on different programs or whatever, and I'm going to give you the blueprint right now. Find out the amount of calories you need for your goal. It's probably fat loss, right? Work out your macronutrients, either hire a coach, go to an online calculator. I have a program online that does exactly that. And then be consistent with that in conjunction with activity. Preferably 3 to 4 resistance-based workouts a week, strength workouts a week, workouts that put your muscles through resistance so you can maintain lean tissue, maybe even build some. Not many people do that in a calorie deficit, but it's been known. And then obviously through that calorie deficit, strip body fat away and get leaner. So is it going to be hard? Yeah, because nothing worthwhile in life is going to be easy, but it's not impossible, and it's definitely not like so hard that you can't do it. I'll tell you what's harder, trying to stick to like a keto diet when you love carbs, trying to never have sugar again when you like to have the odd bowl of ice cream or the odd chocolate bar. Why not find out the amount of calories you need to eat 80 to 90% of the time whole natural sources of food, meaning like maybe lean cuts of meat, eggs, fresh fruit, vegetables, all that stuff, and then factor in the treats you enjoy. Factor in the odd pizza, factor in the odd portion of French fries, the odd bag of crisps or whatever. I do it. Everyone does it who knows about flexible dieting. It's the future, right? It's not about trying to go for like fit over 40 or women's only weight loss or whatever. It's about learning about calories, macronutrients, and doing resistance training consistently. And, that's it. It's the same message again and again and again on every Q&A in every video. And obviously there's nuances to changing your body. There's nuances to like, you know, certain exercises, certain foods, dishes or whatever, but that's the bottom line. And if you think that it's just like, you know, why does that coach get better results or whatever, or why does that person, it's because they're eating the right amount of food, they're training consistently, and they're being consistent with their nutrition. It is as simple as that. So hang on, okay, the computer's working now. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, Sam says, Happy New Year, Matt. Trying to eat less animal products, switching from paleo to plant-based, which I'm finding a bit challenging. Any tips for making the switch and decent protein alternatives which are easy to prep and tasty? Okay, so Sam's been eating a paleo diet, which has been trendy like for the last 5 years. It's low carb. You can have some sweet potatoes and stuff, but it's pretty low carb, no dairy, high in animal fat. You're having like steaks and chicken and stuff like that. They like their butter, don't they, and stuff in there. And oils. So yeah, it's quite a high fat diet, moderate protein, maybe highish protein, and low on the carb side. I would agree that going from paleo to plant-based diet is a lot healthier for many reasons. Going from a high saturated diet, a high saturated fat diet to a lower saturated fat diet is going to be healthier in general, and you're going to cut out a load of calories. So you're finding a bit of a challenge, and I agree you probably would at first, especially if you're in a paleo diet, which is all about the animal products. So I'd say, any tips for switching to make decent protein alternatives? Okay, so plant-based protein alternatives are going to be stuff like, I'd say get your hands on some good plant-based protein powder. I use Bulk Powders. They've got a really good chocolate peanut protein powder. I ain't affiliated with anyone, but I use their one. It mixes really well. They also have a brown rice protein powder. I like tofu. I like stuff like haricot beans. Haricot beans are the beans that are used in baked beans, but you can just buy them in just you know, already not in baked beans form, but just in a tin. They're probably the highest beans I know of protein. And yeah, obviously the carbs you're going to be eating in a plant-based diet, a vegan diet, you're going to be on a pretty high carb diet, a pretty moderate to high carb diet, because a lot of the stuff you're going to be eating is going to be like fruit, it's going to be like grains, you're going to have like protein, stuff like that. Protein, I like protein Weetabix or protein cereals, or even just normal cereals, whatever, like, you know, Shreddies or Weetabix. They're still going to come along with tag-along proteins as well. So if you got your protein mainly from vegan-based protein powders, stuff like beans, lentils are great. Just like 100 grams of like red lentils is like 24 grams of protein, and tofu and whatever. And then the carbs that you're going to have as well. Let's say you're going to have some potatoes, rice, some cereals. They're also going to have tag-along proteins as well as carbs in them. So your diet, Sam, will be looking like probably high carbohydrate, high to moderate protein, and low dietary fat. And that's a complete switch from the kind of paleo keto diet, which is high dietary fat. Paleo is more lower, like high fat, you know, 10% protein or something like 5% carbs. And again, if that works, if that has worked for anyone, it's because of the calorie deficit, not because spiking your insulin levels with carbohydrates is making you store body fat. There's nothing to do with that. So yeah, that would be my advice, Sam. Probably find a good plant-based protein powder. Bulk Powders .co.uk has some good options, and a couple of years ago the vegan protein powders were quite gritty, they weren't very tasty, but now they've changed. You know, they're not, they mix easily with oats. I always have like 1 or 2 bowls of oats a day. I'll put chocolate protein powder in there and mix it up, and maybe some maple syrup on that. That is damn tasty. So lots of options, and if you just go online as well, like just Google like high vegan protein dishes, it's pretty easy. Like tonight I had like a tofu and chickpea curry, and you know, in one serving it was like over 30 grams of protein with the rice as well. So you can easily get enough protein on a vegan diet, but I know what you mean. Going from the paleo to the plant-based can be a bit of a shock, especially from all those high-fat options you've had before. But that would be my my take on that. Francesca says, Happy New Year, Matt. Back on the lean wagon after a shit show that was December. Yeah, well, I mean, you know, like December, we kind of flip the script, right? Or our mind kind of starts switches into, as soon as December the 1st comes around, the decorations start to go up. And I get it, like, you know, you growing up in the UK, that's what happens. You just start thinking about mince pies, we've got all the family get-togethers, the work drinks, all this stuff. And it's very, very easy just to be like, okay, fuck it, I'll get back on it in January. And a lot of us do it. For the past couple of years, I haven't done that. I have enjoyed myself at Christmas for sure, but I've kind of just been strategic about it. I'm not going to just smash 5 mince pies because it's like the 15th of December, or I'm not just going to get drunk like 4 nights a week because it's December and it's Christmas. I'm still going to have a few drinks. I'm still going to eat food that I enjoy, but I'm going to be strategic and probably save up the days for overeating to be like Christmas Day or Boxing Day, New Year's Eve or whatever. So I'm being strategic about it. I'm picking the days that I really want to enjoy myself and not have to worry about calories and macros. And the rest of the time, I'm trying to be normal. But yeah, it happens to most of us, Francesca. December is a shit show a lot of the time, and January, you're back to it. So the best thing to do is get back on the wagon, get back on the horse and keep going. Don't think about, and this is for everyone watching, don't think that, I've been so bad, I'm going to have to just like live on salads and eggs for like 3 weeks or a month, because that's not going to work. You're going to jack it in, you're going to get bored, and you're going to end up sliding backwards, all right? Don't take 1 step forward to go 2 steps backwards. Take small, incremental, imperfect steps, and you will start to make progress. Simple as that. So guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. I think I've answered. Hang on, Darren said, okay, the thing on Channel 5 is about diets. Have mentioned calories in versus calories out, but every time it's just brushed over quickly. I haven't watched that program. I'd like to have a look at it and get a bit more in depth with that, but a lot of the time people do. Do you know how many nutritionists brush over calories in versus calories out? And again, I'm not having a go at nutritionists, but a lot of the time, a lot of nutritionists don't know how to get people lean. You go to a nutritionist for help to lose body fat, lose weight, and they just give you like a list of foods to eat. But again, that would be fine if some foods didn't contain calories and macronutrients, but unfortunately, every food contains calories and macros. Not unfortunately, but in this case, unfortunately, every food contains calories and macros, meaning you can get fat on any diet. You can get fat on the vegan diet, you can get fat on the paleo diet, you can get fat on the standard American diet, standard Western diet. Any diet you can get fat on because you can overeat on any food. And there's stupid stuff out there, like in the paleo diet or especially the keto diet, where they'll be like, you can eat as much fat as you want as long as you have like 0 or low carbs. Rubbish. You can't, because you will store body fat. Also, there's vegans who are like, you can't get fat on a vegan diet. Rubbish. Of course you can, because you could smash loads of carbs, loads of coconut oil, avocados. You're still on a vegan diet, but you're smashing down a fuckload of calories. So you can get fat on any diet. All foods contain calories, all foods contain macronutrients. Now, there's an argument that maybe because of de novo lipogenesis, which is basically where the body converts dietary carbohydrates to fat, that is a kind of imperfect pathway, and it would prefer not to do that. And I kind of agree that I'd rather myself or a client overconsume carbs than fats, but still, you can still definitely get fat by overconsuming carbs. Okay, so don't listen to any of these camps that are on either side of the spectrum saying like, no, you can eat as many carbs as you want, you'll never get fat. I don't agree with that. Even though de novo lipogenesis is an unoptimal pathway for the body to store fat, you can still get fat. You can still get fat by even cutting carbs out, having 0 carbs, or having a high fat diet. You can still get fat. Why? Because there's calories contained in those foods, those high fat foods, and if you overconsume them, you will get fat. So, bottom line, even if you're watching me and you want to be keto, you want to be vegan or anything, great, good for you. But don't ignore calories in versus calories out. It is the basis, it is the foundation of changing and maintaining a good composition. I just saw a question pop up. Lisa, I asked a nutritionist for a meal plan last year and there are processed ready meals on it. Waste of money it was. I mean, there you go. I mean, I don't want to say every nutritionist. I know there's some good nutritionists out there, but even with me putting out content, I've had not hate mail as such, but nutritionists emailing me and being like, are you a certified nutritionist? I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm straight up. I'm honest about it. I'm not a certified nutritionist. And I'm kind of glad I'm not, because a lot of them give the good nutritionists a bad name by saying, eat these whole natural foods, just eat these healthy foods and you'll be okay. And it's like, no, you won't, if you now think you eat those foods at free will. Someone who knows about energy balance, calories in versus calories out, and knows what they're doing, will prescribe you, hopefully, a diet which is made up of whole natural foods, but also take into account the calories that you need to get to your goal. Why whole natural foods? Because whole natural foods are going to contain more micronutrients, more vitamins, more minerals, but that doesn't mean just because those foods are more micronutrient dense, they're going to help you get leaner faster. They might help with other stuff, healthy bodily functions, and that's great. So we want those in our diet, but just by consuming these foods, it doesn't automatically mean you're going to drop body fat, you're going to lose weight. So yes, have whole, dense, micronutrient dense food in your diet, but also make sure that you're eating the right amount of calories and you have a good split of protein, fats and carbs in that calorie number. It's as simple as that, guys. I've pinned my website to the top, and if any of you are interested in coaching with me, you can click that link and check it out. But yeah, I think I'll wrap it up there, guys. Sorry about the technical issues as I couldn't get on here. But if you liked the broadcast, hit like, hit love, hit share. If you're watching the rebroadcast, do the same. I still read all the comments and I reply to all of them. So if you do have any more comments, don't feel shy. Drop them in the comment box below. Questions, DM me, email me, and I'll get to them in the next Q&A, guys. I hope everyone is having a happy new year so far. 2 days in. I hope you're being good. Behave yourself, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.